Hello and welcome back, my dear primary 2 students. I'm so happy to be with you today, and today we're going to explain a new grammar lesson from Oxford Discover book, Unit 16, page 161. As usual, we're going to start by listening to a song, but before we do so, I would like you to look at the picture and guess what is this song about. That's correct, it's about goats. So let's listen carefully because I'm going to ask you some questions about this song.
Two brother goats lived high in the mountains, whose voice was the best. Each goat tried to shout the loudest, louder than all the rest. Yodelay-hee-hoo, yodelay-hee-hoo, shouted one brother. Yodelay-hee-hoo, yodelay-hee-hoo, shouted the other. You're the quietest goat, I'm the loudest goat, shouted one brother. I'm the loudest goat, you're the quietest goat, shouted the other.
Okay, my dear students, I hope that you've enjoyed the song as much as I liked it. So, now are you ready for my questions? First of all, can you tell me how many goats can you see in the picture? That's correct, 3 goats. And can you remember what was the problem in the song? Yes, that's correct. Each of them wanted to be the best in singing. So each one of them tried to be the loudest of them all. Here we go. Let's read the sentence. I'm the loudest goat. You are the quietest goat. So one of them is comparing himself to the rest of the 3 goats by saying that he is the loudest of them all. Can you guess what will be our lesson today? That's correct. It's comparisons. Let's move to the next part. Do you remember, my dear students, when we explained in the last lesson the comparative adjectives while comparing between 2 things? In this lesson, we are going to compare between one thing and a lot of things, or a group of things. Or we are going to compare between a person and a group of people, this time using superlative adjectives. So superlative adjectives is used to compare between one person and a group of people, or one thing compared to a group of things. Let's look at this picture. You can see 3 boys, and the smallest one is saying that I am the youngest person in my family. So he compared himself to the rest of the family members, comparing one person to a group of people by saying, I am the youngest. The youngest. So let's move to the next exercise. Is the juiciest grass on East Mountain? Yes, it is. We can use it as well in forming questions. Here we go. Look at the pictures and ask questions. Is the man the oldest person? Yes, he is. Now it's your turn. Is the baby the youngest person? That's correct. Yes, he is. Let's move to our booklet. Now it's time to move to our booklet A, page 77, where we are going to discuss superlative adjectives. But before we start, we need to remember that we use comparative adjectives to compare between 2 things, and we use superlative adjectives to compare between one thing and a group of other things. Let's read the examples in the table. This ship is the biggest in the world. So we are comparing this ship to the rest of the ships in the world, and we're saying that it's the biggest of them all. This river is the longest in the world. So we are comparing this river to the rest of the rivers in the world, and we're saying that it's the longest of them all. Another example. The blue boat is the smallest. She is the prettiest. My teacher is the nicest. Now we are going to move to the spelling rules. Here we go. Here we are going to compare between a group of people. And we have Mr. Owen, Luca, and Aiden. Mr. Owen's legs are the longest of them all. So if we have a short adjective, we simply add est. Examples: long, the longest; tall, the tallest; short, the shortest; small, the smallest; light, the lightest; old, the oldest. And now we are going to move on to another group. Here we have Miss Lee, Mr. Green, and Mr. White. Miss Lee is the nicest teacher. You can see that she's cheerful and she's smiling all the time. So she is the nicest of them all. The nicest. So if we have a short adjective ending in E, we simply add st. So we have large, the largest; huge, the hugest; cute, the cutest; strange, the strangest; wise, the wisest; rude, the rudest. st. Now let's move to another group. Here Miss Lee again, Miss Smith, and Mr. Green. Miss Lee is the happiest. She's the happiest of them all. So if we have an adjective ending with Y, we simply cancel the Y and add IEST. Examples: heavy, the heaviest; funny, the funniest; pretty, the prettiest; lovely, the loveliest; ugly, the ugliest. Let's move to the next group. Here we go. We have Mr. Smith, Mr. Green, and Mr. Adams. Mr. Smith is the fattest of them all. So if we have a consonant, vowel, consonant, adjective, we double the last consonant and add est. Examples: big, the biggest; thin, the thinnest; hot, the hottest; sad, the saddest; mad, the maddest. Okay, my dear students, I hope that you found the rules easy and you've enjoyed them. But before we answer the exercises in our booklet, I would like to remind you how we run the comparative adjective form and the superlative adjective form by comparing between these three balls. If we use the adjective big, we say in the comparative form, bigger than. So we say the middle ball is bigger than the first ball. In the superlative form, we say the biggest. So the last ball is the biggest of them all. Now let's move to booklet A, page 78. Exercise 1. Follow the example to finish the table. We have in the first column the adjectives, in the middle column we have the comparative form, and in the last column we have the superlative form. So short, shorter than, and in the superlative form we say the shortest. That's correct. We simply add est. Hot. Hot is a consonant vowel consonant adjective. So in the comparative form we say hotter than by doubling the T and adding er. And in the superlative form we say the hottest. We double the T as well, but we add est. Fast. In the comparative form we say faster. Faster than. In the superlative form we say the fastest. The fastest. We simply add est. Nice. This one is ending in E. So in comparative form, we just add R. Say nicer than. nicer than. In the superlative form, we say the nicest, the nicest. I just add st. Heavy, it's ending in y. So in the comparative form, we say heavier. I cancel the y and add ier. Heavier than. In the superlative form, I will say the heaviest. Heaviest. I change the y to iest. I hope that you found this exercise easy. Now let's move to exercise number 2. Complete the sentences with a superlative adjective. And this exercise will be homework. Number A, it was a very happy day. It was space in my life. So I'm comparing this day to the rest of the days in my life. So I'm going to use a superlative adjective. B, it was a very cold day. It was space of this year. Number C, this house is very big. It's space in our town. Number D, Adam is very tall. He is space in our class. Number E, my sister is very pretty. She is the space in our family. Now let's move to exercise 3. Rearrange the words to form the correct sentence. Number A, Lara, full stop, younger is than Susie. The correct answer is, we are going to select a capital word. So we have Susie and Lara. Which one should we choose, do you think? Susie. That's correct, because Lara has a full stop after it. So that means that it will be the last word in our sentence. Susie is younger than Lara. Number B, is the car which fastest. It's a question, so we're going to start with a question word. Which is the fastest car? Number C, his brother strongest the is. His brother is the strongest. Now let's move to the next group. Number D, her is bigger toy than mine. Here we are going to compare between two toys, hers and mine. So I can say her toy is bigger than mine. Number E, this goat smaller than is his. So we can say that this goat is smaller than his. Number F, computer the is than heavier the tablet. The computer is heavier than the tablet. Now let's move to the third exercise. Complete the sentences with the correct form of adjectives. Number A, Carlo is happy than Ahmed. We are comparing between Carlo and Ahmed. So we are going to use a comparative form. So Carlo is happier. We change the Y to IER. Happier than Ahmed. Number B, my grandpa is space old than my grandma. So we're comparing again between two persons, grandpa and grandma. So we are going to say older than grandma. I always say the funny jokes. So I'm going to say the funniest jokes. Funniest, double N-I-E-S-T. And then we are going to say my hair is the space than yours. So I'm comparing between my hair and yours. So my hair is shorter than yours. Her dress is space than mine. Her dress is longer than mine. This exercise is the easiest. of them all. So I cancel the Y and put I-E-S-T. Is it easy? Lovely. Now let's move to the last exercise. Exercise 4. Correct the mistake. The elephant is the bigger than the rabbit. Do we say the when we use the comparative form? No. So I'm going to say the elephant is bigger than the rabbit. Bigger than the rabbit. Number B. The giraffe is the tall animal in the zoo. So if I use a superlative form, I say the tallest animal in the zoo. Number C. The rabbit is faster than the tortoise. No, I say the rabbit is faster than the tortoise. And then my father is younger. My grandfather. My father is younger than my grandfather. So I say younger than. Okay, my dear students, I hope that you've enjoyed this lesson and you find it easy. See you next time. Bye.